Jannik Sinner could not have scripted a better start to his Six Kings Slam campaign. Under the blazing lights of Riyadh, the Italian sensation dismantled Stefanos Tsitsipas in straight sets, sending a clear message to the rest of the field, and especially to Novak Djokovic, whom he'll face next in a blockbuster semifinal. The Saudi exhibition, now in its second year, might not offer ATP ranking points, but it offers something just as valuable: prestige, global exposure, and an unprecedented prize purse that has made it the most lucrative event in tennis history. For Sinner, however, this is about far more than money. After a roller coaster season, one filled with triumph, controversy, and physical setbacks, the Six Kings Slam represents redemption. His 2025 campaign has been extraordinary in numbers: 3 Grand Slam titles out of the last 4 played, and multiple Masters trophies to his name. Yet, the late summer swing across the United States exposed the cracks beneath his polished dominance. In Cincinnati, a sudden illness kept him from finishing the tournament. In New York, as defending champion of the US Open, he ran into an inspired Carlos Alcaraz, who stormed through the final to reclaim the crown. Since that night, Sinner has been chasing a sense of balance between the mental pressure of greatness and the physical toll of consistency. His loss of the #1 spot to Alcaraz came as a psychological blow, but not an unexpected one. The Italian's camp has always emphasized long-term vision over short-term success. After rebounding in Beijing with another title, his shocking mid-match collapse in Shanghai, where cramps forced him to withdraw, revealed just how strained the season had become. Arriving in Saudi Arabia, Sinner carried both motivation and vulnerability. The defending champion knows exactly what's at stake. Last year, he conquered Riyadh's inaugural Six Kings Slam by defeating Alcaraz in a thrilling final, walking away with $6 million, the single largest payout in tennis history. It was a moment that elevated him from star to global icon. This year, though, the challenge is heavier. He's no longer the hunter. He's the hunted. Against Tsitsipas, Sinner showed flashes of his peak form. Playing with ferocious intent, he opened the match with 5 consecutive games, breaking the Greek serve 3 times and setting the tone for total domination. Tsitsipas, still recovering from a lingering back injury and with little match rhythm after skipping the Asian swing, offered little resistance. The 6-2, 6-3 scoreline reflected both Sinner's ruthless precision and his opponent's physical limitations. After the victory, Sinner's words were calm but loaded with determination. "I came here to find my rhythm again. Every match is a step forward." It was clear that his focus was already shifting to the semifinals, to Novak Djokovic, his long-standing measuring stick. Their encounters over the past 2 years have produced some of the sport's most captivating battles. Sinner knows that facing Djokovic, even in an exhibition setting, is the truest test of form. Djokovic himself arrives in Riyadh visibly fatigued after Shanghai, where his movement seemed hampered and his serve less explosive. But the Serbian thrives under pressure and rarely stays below his best for long. A duel between the 24-time Grand Slam champion and the 22-year-old heir apparent is exactly what this Saudi stage was built for. 2 generations clashing under golden lights, with millions on the line and pride beyond price. Yet, even before that semi-final takes place, Sinner's mindset has been shaped by something deeper than rankings or prize checks. His experience in Shanghai, where he admitted he fell apart, forced him to confront his own limits. "The mistake was mine," he confessed earlier this week. "The heat and humidity got to me, and I didn't manage it well." You learn from that. It's part of growing. This level of honesty is rare in elite tennis, and it has earned Sinner as many admirers as his titles have. He doesn't shy away from weakness. He transforms it into fuel. That mentality could be the key to his late-season surge, as he sets his sights not only on Riyadh but also on Vienna, Paris, Turin, and Bologna, where he'll lead Italy in the Davis Cup finals. For the fans, the Six Kings Slam has already delivered its promise: a spectacle of ambition, personality, and power. And at its center stands Sinner, a calm storm ready to strike again. If you want to keep following every moment of this battle between Sinner, Alcaraz, and Djokovic, from the golden courts of Riyadh to the final sprint of the season, don't forget to subscribe to World News Tennis and turn on notifications for all the latest updates and analysis. Under the radiant lights of Riyadh, Jannik Sinner's journey at the Six Kings Slam has become more than a competition. It's a statement of resilience. After weeks of recovery and introspection following his collapse in Shanghai, the Italian has arrived in Saudi Arabia with renewed composure. His dismantling of Stefanos Tsitsipas wasn't just a first-round win. It was a declaration that he's back, sharper, hungrier, and mentally steadier. Sinner's preparation for this tournament was built on introspection as much as on physical work. Following his retirement in Shanghai, he admitted that his problems weren't purely physical. "It was more psychological than people think," he said in a press conference before the event. "When the body gives up, it's often the mind that has gone first." These words resonated deeply with fans and experts alike, portraying a player who understands that greatness isn't just about winning, it's about surviving the grind. And that grind has been relentless. Since the start of 2025, Sinner's schedule has been as demanding as any top player's. His Grand Slam victories at the Australian Open and Wimbledon established him as the man to beat, while his thrilling duels with Carlos Alcaraz defined the season. Yet the same intensity that elevated him also began to wear him down. Between the Indian Wells controversy, his mid-year suspension, and the brutal summer conditions, the Italian has had to rebuild his focus more than once. The Six Kings Slam comes at a decisive time, both for him and for the sport. With enormous financial stakes and the world's top 6 players competing, it's more than an exhibition. It's the testing ground for tennis' future, a glimpse of what global showmanship might look like in the years ahead. Saudi Arabia's investment has turned what began as an experiment into a world-class event broadcast in over 150 countries. For players, it's an opportunity not only to earn millions but also to strengthen their international appeal in a market eager for icons. Sinner's semi-final against Novak Djokovic will be the tournament's centerpiece. Their history runs deep. From Sinner's first ATP win over the Serbian in 2023 to their legendary battles at Wimbledon and Turin, Djokovic remains the benchmark, a master tactician who, even when tired, can dismantle an opponent with precision. But in Riyadh, the balance feels different. Djokovic's shoulder and ankle issues have limited his explosiveness, while Sinner, rejuvenated, seems to have rediscovered the effortless rhythm that defines his best tennis. If the Italian wins, he could set up yet another dream final against Carlos Alcaraz, a clash the tennis world has come to crave. Their rivalry, already hailed as the sport's new golden age, is pushing the ATP Tour to unprecedented levels of intensity. While older fans reminisce about Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, a younger audience sees Sinner and Alcaraz as the new standard-bearers. Fierce yet respectful, modern yet humble. Still, Sinner remains grounded. "I'm not chasing revenge or titles," he told a reporter after his match. "I'm chasing progress." That attitude has become his trademark, emotionless on court, relentless in training, but always introspective in victory and defeat alike. His calm demeanor contrasts with the chaos around him. Kyrgios' outspoken remarks, ongoing doping whispers, and the suffocating attention of the media. In Riyadh, though, he has found rare tranquility. The fans adore him. The venue, glittering under Arabian night skies, echoes with chants of Jannik, Jannik every time he steps onto the court. Saudi Arabia has embraced him as a symbol of perseverance, much like Alcaraz, the smiling rival who embodies the same youthful drive from the other side of Europe. Beyond the court, the Six Kings Slam also symbolizes tennis' ongoing evolution. The prize money, $5.4 million for the champion, has shattered all previous records, placing the event at the center of a global conversation about sports economics. Critics argue that the financial incentives could distort priorities, while supporters claim it gives players the recognition they deserve for their grueling schedules and physical sacrifices. Whatever the perspective, one fact is undeniable. Riyadh has succeeded in uniting the sport's biggest names under one roof. For Sinner, that's both a privilege and a challenge. Every match here carries global visibility, every forehand, every serve dissected in real time by millions of viewers worldwide. The stakes go beyond trophies. They touch legacy, influence, and identity. And as Sinner prepares to face Djokovic, he carries more than a racket and a dream. He carries the weight of expectation, the belief that this young Italian, once dismissed as too quiet for greatness, can now dominate with both grace and power. His story is no longer about talent. It's about endurance, humility, and the art of standing tall when the world expects you to fall. Backhand Index Pointing writes CTA. Stay tuned to World News Tennis for exclusive coverage of Sinner vs. Djokovic in Riyadh, a clash that could redefine the season's narrative. Subscribe now and join us as we witness the new era of tennis unfold before our eyes. As Riyadh's dazzling skyline glows behind the court, the Six Kings Slam has transformed into something beyond sport, a global spectacle. And at its center stand the two men who have defined modern tennis, Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. Both embody the future, Yet each represents a different path to greatness. For Alcaraz, it's passion, creativity, and fire. For Sinner, discipline, precision, and quiet destruction. Their inevitable collision in Saudi Arabia feels less like a match and more like destiny. Carlos Alcaraz's arrival in Riyadh triggered an explosion of excitement. The Spanish prodigy stepped off his plane surrounded by cheering fans, banners with his name, and flashes of cameras illuminating the desert night. To many Saudis, he's already more than an athlete. He's an icon. Children wore headbands with his logo, while others carried tennis balls hoping for an autograph. The roar that greeted him resembled the entrance of a champion entering a coliseum. "It's amazing to see so many people loving tennis here," Carlos said with his trademark grin. "It motivates me to give my best every single point." His energy is contagious, and his confidence, unshakable. After the ankle sprain that forced him to miss Shanghai, Alcaraz has recovered perfectly. Under the careful supervision of Juanjo Moreno, his longtime physiotherapist, the 22-year-old is back to full speed, combining raw athleticism with tactical brilliance. His training sessions in Riyadh have drawn crowds on their own, fans watching in awe as he delivers explosive forehands that echo through the night. But the Spaniard knows that beauty alone won't be enough. The Six Kings Slam, with its record-breaking prize of nearly €7 million for the champion, has drawn fierce competition. Novak Djokovic, even at 38, remains the ultimate challenge. Sinner is chasing revenge and redemption, and Fritz, Tsitsipas, and Zverev each have something to prove. Yet Alcaraz's mindset is crystal clear. "I'm not here to participate. I'm here to win." Beyond the court, this event represents a revolution. The Six Kings Slam has redefined what tennis can be, a hybrid of sport and entertainment on a global scale. Broadcast live in over 150 countries and streamed on Netflix, it fuses elite competition with showmanship, turning players into global brands. Critics have called it the Super Bowl of tennis, and not without reason. The mix of world-class facilities, massive sponsorships, and extravagant presentation has made Riyadh the beating heart of the sport's new frontier. For Alcaraz, it's also a chance to make history once again. With 8 titles this season, including Roland Garros and the US Open, he's on track to finish 2025 as the youngest player ever to surpass 13,500 ATP ranking points, just behind Djokovic's legendary 2015 season. If he wins in Riyadh, Paris, and Turin, he could close the gap even further, a statistical feat that would solidify his era of dominance. Meanwhile, Sinner's resurgence adds emotional depth to the tournament. Their rivalry has become tennis' central narrative, not fueled by animosity, but by mutual respect. Every time they meet, records tumble, and new fans are born. The global audience is split between the relentless fire of Alcaraz and the ice-cold composure of Sinner. "We push each other to new limits," Carlos admitted. "When I face Jannik, I know I have to give everything." In the locker room, the tension builds quietly. Djokovic's presence looms large, experienced, strategic, and still dangerous despite physical issues. Taylor Fritz, driven by pride, aims to prove that the Americans can still compete with Europe's golden duo. Zverev, often criticized for inconsistency, seeks redemption after his disappointing Shanghai run. But among all, the spotlight remains fixed on Alcaraz and Sinner, the faces of a generation that has made tennis thrilling again. Saudi Arabia's strategy is clear: position itself as the future home of high-performance global tennis. With investments in infrastructure, academies, and partnerships with legends like Rafael Nadal, the country has declared its intention to become the sport's next global capital. The golden racket gifted to Nadal last year was not just a gesture. It symbolized the kingdom's vision to blend heritage, excellence, and prestige under one banner. As the semi-finals approach, Riyadh hums with electricity. The crowd chants, drums beat, and flags wave under the night sky. Every point feels like a heartbeat, every rally like a clash of civilizations. Europe's old-school mastery versus the sport's modern reinvention. Sinner's calm determination meets Djokovic's tactical genius, while Alcaraz sharpens his aggression, ready to ignite fireworks once more. The prospect of another Alcaraz versus Sinner final sends a shiver through fans around the world. The eternal duel between two players destined to rewrite the sport's history. For now, though, all eyes remain fixed on Riyadh. It's not just about who wins, it's about what this event represents. A new chapter in tennis, fueled by ambition, technology, and global reach. And as the lights dim before another epic night match, One thing is certain, whether it's Alcaraz's fist pump, Sinner's silent stare, or Djokovic's relentless precision, the Six Kings Slam has become the ultimate theater for greatness. Don't miss a single moment of this historic week. Subscribe to World News Tennis and join us as we cover every point, every emotion, and every twist from Riyadh, where legends rise, fortunes are made, and the future of tennis unfolds before our eyes.